So I think we should talk about the All In pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That I think a lot of people saw.
Yeah.
A lot of people in wrestling were very hyped for this.
Yeah.
And I think needless to say, it delivered.
I got to say, I'm surprised that you watched the All In pay-per-view.
I watched it over the last couple of days. That's probably my main critique of the whole show is that it's over 5 hours long. Yes, it's very good, but it's not easy to watch marathon pay-per-views.
It was, I guess, pretty long. It didn't feel that long to me. It ended at like 11 o'clock, like a normal show. But I guess it started at 7, right? Like the main card started at 7. I missed the pre-show, so it wasn't that long for me.
There was a lot of great action and fantastic wrestling, without question. Very innovative wrestling. Just, man, I couldn't watch it like consistently. I fell asleep sometimes. Not because it was boring. It's just too much.
You're also tired. You're a very busy man, and you got a lot on the go, so I can understand you dozing off. You know, big man's real busy. But I thought the show was fantastic. I thought All In was so good. I loved it. It was it was inspirational. Just to see what those three guys were able to do. Cody Rhodes, Cody Runnels, whatever you want to call him. Cody, just Cody, as he goes by now. Because he's not allowed to use the Rhodes name because WWE, I guess, not allowing him to do so. I guess they say they own the name Cody Rhodes. That's besides the point. But Cody and the Young Bucks, they put this show on, and it was just incredible. Just start to finish, I was entertained. I saw some of the most amazing matches that I've seen in a very long time. I saw my favorite wrestlers have great matches. I saw big surprises. Kenny Omega and Pentagon was just incredible. Kenny Omega is one of my favorite guys to watch in all of professional wrestling. He was voted the Pro Wrestling Illustrated Top 500 #1 wrestler this year. Well deserved, because Kenny Omega is the #1 guy. And he had an amazing match with this guy Pentagon, who, you know, I'm not that familiar with. I don't really know Pentagon. I guess he wrestles in Impact?
And Lucha Underground.
And Lucha Underground. See, I don't watch Lucha Underground, although I know I should because people love it. There's just only so much time in the day, I suppose. But I might get into it at some point. It's on Netflix, right?
The first 2 seasons, yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll check it out then. Maybe I should check it out. Because Pentagon was incredible, and it was the type of match where you see a talent like Pentagon and you think, oh, I want to see more of Pentagon. Who is this guy? And he and Kenny Omega just had an incredible performance. That was something that I really liked about All In, was that there was some talent that I knew, a lot of talent that I knew, but a lot of talent that I wasn't that familiar with. Pentagon impressed me. Bandito in the main event. There were 2 luchadors with Rey Mysterio.
Phoenix was the other one.
Phoenix. But the guy in the white, Bandito, I was like blown away by that guy. I thought he was amazing. Where's he wrestle?
Yeah, I don't know.
CMLL?
Sure. I would think maybe AAA, something like that. Mexico, I imagine.
He wrestles in Mexico, I guess. He's a luchador, right? But like that would be the logical, does he wrestle in Lucha Underground? I don't know. Somebody tell me. We got our boy Wally out there. DJ Derek John is out there. What's up, Andy? Andy out in England is watching, checking in. Dave and Johnny live here on YouTube. Pentagon's brother is Phoenix.
Yeah.
They're brothers.
And rivals.
Well, they're pretty awesome, those two.
They are. And
see, I've heard of them, but I don't know much about them. But seeing them at All In, I was like, oh, man. I want to see more of these guys. Now I will. Now I will venture out and find more of this.
Well, you have to watch more Impact Wrestling then.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm into watching more Impact Wrestling. I am positive about the future of Impact Wrestling. I'm more positive about the future of Impact Wrestling, of Ring of Honor, of New Japan Pro Wrestling, of All In, than I am positive about the future of the WWE right now. Sadly, the WWE seems to be going in the worst direction of all the wrestling companies. That was a big takeaway, too, from All In. I was like, man, everybody's doing wrestling so well. Every wrestling show that I watch that's not WWE, I'm like, man, that was awesome. I love pro wrestling. And then I watch WWE pay-per-views, and I'm like, this is not that good. This is disappointing, It's All In was the best wrestling pay-per-view in North America in 2018.
It's very arguable, but maybe you're right.
Is it? Is it arguable? What was a better wrestling pay-per-view in North America in 2018?
I did enjoy Money in the Bank a lot. I thought that was a fun pay-per-view.
More than All In.
It's tough because there was a lot of crazy stunts. Remember the Kevin Owens thing off the ladder? It's pretty crazy. You didn't have something like that there. I mean, you did have some stunts.
Hangman Page against Joey Janela. There was nothing as crazy at Money in the Bank than that match at All In. That match was incredible. Hangman beating Joey Janela with his deal there. What do you call it? He calls it the rite of passage.
I just call it like a spike kind of small package, pretty much.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Nasty.
Yeah, that match was insane. To me, that was the match of the night. Because not only did you have, I believe, Cody's match, which in my opinion should have been the main event.
Great match. Cody, yeah, we'll get to Cody. I want to talk about Cody because that meant something, but go on.
Well, just the Cody finally becoming NWA Heavyweight Champion. I thought, wow, the crowd, they're going to be dead for the next match. And no, they were not.
Great crowd. Great crowd. Great show.
Though I think maybe it hurt the ROH title match that it was later. Maybe that should have been earlier. Maybe I probably would have flipped where you put the ROH title because there's just too much.
You say flipped?
Yeah. I know.
Because of flip?
Yeah.
You did that on purpose?
No, but that's fun that I did that, though.
Yeah, Flip Gordon. That match was not the highlight of the show, but it was a good match nonetheless. Even though it wasn't the top show, it was still very good.
Well, you missed the Battle Royal, so there was a bit of a build-up from the Battle Royal that you saw in the pre-show for Flip getting that title shot, and Bully Ray as well.
Right. Well, it's been a long build for Flip, and I know Bully Ray is still doing stuff in Ring of Honor, and that's more Ring of Honor business. And I watch Ring of Honor from time to time. I do keep up because it's on the Fight Network, so I watch it. And it's all right.
Again, I think the reactions would have been better if the match was earlier in the show. I think it was a good match. It's just there's just so much. And that's the thing about this pay-per-view. There's just so much that it's hard to keep the crowd really hot from start to finish. I think they did a pretty good job, but that was the match I think where it was lacking. The women's match was really hot too, except for the finish.
Yeah. That wasn't the highlight of the show. I mean, Kenny Omega Pentagon for me was the match of the night. I know you thought Joey Janela Hangman Page was the best. Cody Rhodes winning the NWA World Championship, the title that his father Dusty Rhodes held. I mean, that's that same title. For him to win it at All In was an amazing moment. He was executive producing the show. He was taking care of all the business backstage, running the show, and then winning that NWA title on his own show, booking it like Dusty, Mm-hmm. It was a great show from top to bottom. And Cody getting that moment was really cool. Really cool. And now it gives something for Cody going forward. He can go defend that title in Ring of Honor. He can defend that title in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Makes things a little bit more interesting. Makes that Cody Rhodes character more interesting going forward, which is always what you want to do. You want to keep building towards the future.
Well, given the way that match was built, the prestige, regardless of what some people might think that the NWA title is a dead title, I think the fans clearly understood the lineage of that title and the respect that comes with it. And to me, that felt like a big match kind of feel, just because it was a championship match. And then off everything that happened, too. We had DDP come out for that match.
Tommy Dreamer,
Daivari.
Yeah, he had a cool corner there, Cody. And his dog.
Yeah, his dog, too. It was really awesome setup. To me, that felt like that should have been the main event.
You know his dog's name?
No, I don't know.
Pharaoh Rhodes. Checking some comments here on YouTube. Wally out in Ireland says it was his favorite pay-per-view of the year. It just shows how restricted WWE makes their superstars, how bad was Stardust, and how charismatic and incredible Cody is. Derek John says Pentagon is one of his favorites, and he likes Pentagon's brother Phoenix as well. Antoinette says, hey guys, nice shirts. Yeah, hey, Antoinette sent us these cool shirts.
Yeah, she
Antoinette made us these custom shirts. We got to show them off, Johnny. Come on. Look at that. Ringside Report, Wrestling Uncensored.
I got the bigger one, though.
Yeah, I got the large. You got the extra large.
Yep. And only us, though.
Yeah, I like that Antoinette made shirts to say Ringside Report on them, but she didn't send any to Fred or AJ. She sent us 2 shirts. They say Ringside Report and Wrestling Uncensored. Johnny and I only do Wrestling Uncensored together. Fred and I and AJ as well. We do Ringside Report Radio together, which is on tonight at midnight on TSN 690. But Antoinette only sent Johnny and I shirts. It just shows Fred and AJ who the most important guys are in this whole empire. It's me and it's Big Johnny. Fred and AJ are just kind of, they're the other guys. And, Muscles Marco. Apparently, according to Antoinette, they're not as important as us, which makes me feel special, but I feel bad a little bit for Fred. For AJ, I don't feel that bad because he thinks he's way too important as it is. But for Fred, Antoinette, you could have sent a shirt for Fred, too. Poor Freddie. What about Fred?
Well, AJ's been on both shows, though. That's a huge snub if you think about it.
Yeah, he has been on Wrestling Uncensored. Antoinette says Fred will get a shirt. She said she's going to send more. She just wanted us to have them first because we come first.
Oh, still, yeah, priority there. Wow.
And Rob Cluse says he can't believe. He says, he says Slammiversary was a great pay-per-view, which
it was.
People did really like that. I think All In was better, though.
It's tough. I have to look back on it again, but they're both really good.
How about Chris Jericho showing up?
Yep.
After the Kenny Omega match. The lights go out, and they went out for a while, and at a certain point, with the lights out, I started to think, oh, maybe this is just like a technical issue.
Yeah, but they sold it like that, and I'm like, I don't know if they'd sell it like that.
I wasn't sure, and then you just see Pentagon standing there, and you're like, oh, wait a second. Pentagon looks a little bit bigger than he normally is.
His makeup, too, is a little different.
What are those tattoos on his arm? And then he started moving around, and you're like, wait a second. I know that movement. I know that guy. That's Chris Jericho. It was so obviously Jericho when he started moving around. When he stood there for a second, I was like, wait, is that? And then he starts walking towards Omega and punching him. I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely Jericho. And I was like, yeah, Jericho. I was so happy. I was so happy to see Chris Jericho. Love that guy. How cool was that as a surprise at All In? The great Ayatollah of rock and roller.
Now, see, that goes against what you thought was going to happen, that Jericho was never going to be in another wrestling promotion in North America that wasn't WWE.
He wasn't going to wrestle. He didn't wrestle. He did a run-in. And it was only really to promote his cruise. It was basically a commercial. That's what Jericho got. Jericho probably did that spot for free so that he could go and say, Kenny Omega, I'll see you at the Jericho Cruise or whatever the thing.
It's Chris Jericho Cruise. Yeah.
Chris Jericho Cruise. That's really what it was. It was a commercial for the Jericho Cruise. As Rob